All right, hello, welcome to your geometry final review, numbers 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We are preparing for your try to final review. Let's go ahead and get started. My first problem here, it says, which of the following must be true? The diagram is not to scale. So I notice here that they give me two angle measures. My first one is 37, my second one is 55. Now I also notice that my sides are congruent, so my triangles, I don't know, they'll be great. But remember we learned that your biggest angles across from your biggest side. Basically what I know here is that 55 is my bigger number. So I know this side, FH, is going to be greater than this side here, AC, which is across from 37. Again, I know 55 is greater than 37, which tells me that FH is greater than AC. You can also flip this around and say 37 is less than 55, which would mean AC is less than FH. Ooh, sorry, I wrote AA. That's supposed to be AC. Again, I just flip-flop these two and flip-flop these two because I noticed over here my first option wasn't an option. But there we go. This will be your final answer. AC is less than FH. My next one says, what is the range of possible values for x? Now that theorem or idea that we used for the last slide works for this one too. So my longer side is across from my bigger angle. So 18 is greater than 14. And 18 is across from 10x. So I know 10x is going to be greater than, across from 14, we have 6x plus 20. Now at this point, we just need to go ahead and solve our equation for x. So I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides. When we do that, let me give myself a little more space. We get 4x is greater than, my 6x is canceled, 20. My last step will divide by 4. And we get x, our 4 is canceled, is greater than 20 divided by 4 is 5. 28 says figure TRS is similar to BCD. What are the pairs of congruent angles? This one you can use your picture, or you can use your the name, the congruent statement up here. So if I'm looking at my picture, I notice that this angle and this angle both have one curve and one line on it. So I know angle S is going to be congruent, or excuse me, similar. Nope, congruent, I lied. To angle E. My second one, we have R and D. Those both have two lines in them. So I know angle R is going to be congruent to angle D. Now we get to a point where we have two right angles and two right angles. Now if you're not sure which one goes with which, check your name up here. So Q, that's this one here, is in the same spot as C. So I know angle Q is going to be congruent to angle C. And then my last one, we're missing blue, is T, which is our first letter. If my thing were right, hello, are you there? T. And that's in the same spot as B. So angle T is congruent to angle B. And those are your answers. 29 says the two rectangles are similar. Write the correct proportion for corresponding sides. So I need to make a fraction with my two sides in the same spot. So I would do 4 over 8. That would be one of my proportions. Now my other proportion could be 12 over 24. Now here's the thing. These should be equal. Let's simplify them and see if they are. What can you divide both 4 and 8 by? Hopefully you said 4. You're looking for your biggest number that goes into both. If I do that on top, I get 2 over, or no, sorry, I did not do that right. 4 divided by 4 gives me 1 divided by 2. My second one, we have 12 and 24. I can divide those both by 12. And when I do that, I also get 1/2. So I would say that my proportion simplified would be 1/2. You could also look for 4 over 8 or 12 over 24. Again, if you don't know how to do this, if you don't know how to do my green step here, my simplifying here and my simplifying there, type it into a calculator. Type your options into a calculator. Your test will be multiple choice. Tell me which fraction matches. Alright, and my last one for this video, it says, what are the vertices of triangle ABC for k equals 1.5? So before I do that, we're going to start out by finding our original vertices. So original A value is over -2, up 4. My original B value is over 4 up 2. And my original C value is over -4 down -4. Now remember, when we're using k, we are going to multiply each of our coordinates by that point. So if I want to find my new A value, A prime, sorry, I'm just going to write over this graph. We are going to do 1.5 times 2 and 1.5 times 4. And that is something that I would put in my calculator to figure out what it is, mostly because my brain is not mathing very well currently. I'm going to give myself a little more space to do this as well. So for my first one, we're going to have A prime equals, again we're doing 1.5 times 2, which is 3. 3, comma, and then 1.5 times 4, which is 6. Again, for B prime, we're going to do the same thing. So I do 1.5 times 4, and then I do 1.5 times 2. And we get B prime is 1.5 times 4 gives me 6. 1.5 times 2, oh, excuse me, in my previous problem that was a -2, so that should be a -3. 1.5 times 2 gives me a +3. And then my last one, C prime, we have 1.5 times -4, and then 1.5 times -4. When I do that, 1.5 times -4 is going to give me a -6 and a -6. So these three coordinates, those two, and this guy here, are going to be my final answer. Alright, thank you for watching, and good luck on your final.